Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Daily High for this Friday edition end of week show with your host Matt McGregor and the Tone Vase. Good morning, Tone. How are you, mate? Or who's you
I'm
got there?
great. I'm great. It's always a good time when you're hanging out with a cute puppy.
Yeah, tell me about it. I've got a new puppy right now, and it's definitely a good time. Tone, what do you reckon about the price right now, mate? Are we looking good? Are we looking bad? What are you thinking? Just an overview.
I think we're looking really, really good. You want to go first or should I? Yeah, see right there.
That's us. Yay. Don't turn that pillow over. It gets nasty on the other side. All right, I'll go first just quickly, and then you can finish off the week real strong. How about that?
Go for it.
All right, I thought I didn't really know what to say before when I was just setting up the charts 2 minutes ago, but I thought I'd do a start because we're at the midway point of the month, and I thought I'd start quite broad and bring it all the way down real quick. So we're starting on the monthly time frame, as you can see right now. All of that descending line is still drawn in at this point. I'm really excited that if we can get a really nice close, even if it's at the current price right now this month with 13 days and a half left in the month, it sets up for a brilliant MRI structure here. And you're welcome to comment anytime here, Tone. But getting to that MRI top, what looks to be a 1 to 4 candle correction right now, and then net going into November really strongly on the monthly time frame. It does have merit there. I really like I really like what we're seeing. This consolidation at these topping ranges here, where every month has had a crack. And if we get another crack at that 72, and maybe next month's the one that pushes on. So I would really keep a broad scope when you're looking at the charts. We get bogged down in the 15-minute time frames, and I'm guilty of it. But the monthly looks brilliant. Let's be honest. This is what if we close right now, the second highest monthly close of all time at this price at 67,000. Keep some perspective in that. That's the first thing I wanted to say. I did want to bring up that a few of these oscillators on the monthly time frame. Obviously, the copy curve is brilliant, nothing to mention at all, still miles above. The RSI could be quite interesting if we could get to like a new all-time high and start to print some of this divergence here, which might come into play in 3, 4, 5, 6 months' time. We might see some divergence here. We might not be able to regain and 60, 77 or something like that on the RSI, but still print higher highs. That might come into play in 6 months' time. We'll review that. But I'm really interested, and what I wanted to bring up now is Socrates's EXA right here. If I would love that next month we get a bullish cross where this blue line crosses the yellow line here, just like we did here, and going back in time. And I'll bring up the charts again just to review on a monthly scale. It's absolutely lagging, no doubt about that. But just keep a broad understanding of what that might mean. A bullish cross here would be the same as a bullish cross where the phantom signal was back here, or maybe it was a bit later. Back here was the last cross that we had. The prior cross before that would have been on this candle right here. We're going back in time. We had probably one on this candle right here. Going back in time, we had one probably on this candle right here. But you can see there what I'm talking about here. Going back even further, we're having one, maybe on this candle here, somewhere like that. You can see that it doesn't have to be a perfectly accurate, and it's definitely lagging, but you definitely want that crossed, right? Like if we want to see more further upside, which we all do, obviously, that would just be another great confirmation that it's had really good long-term effect coming after those crosses. We're talking, these are months, keep in mind, 9 months, 9 months. Let's hope for another 9 months post that, 6 months, 9 months post the next crossing, which could come in. If this continues to rally, maybe next month is a cross. Just something to keep in mind, and we'll review it, in time. Let's go down the time frames right now. That was very broad start to the show. Weekly time frame, we're still on the purple phantom signal right now. I really want to close this week on a purple phantom signal. I don't want it to be next week. I want it to be this week. I like the MRI count. Fantastic. I like that we've broken the descending channel here. Absolutely brilliant. The wave has turned green, obviously, which is a macro bullish indicator. Next, definitely next week, if we continue to sustain this price, we'll have the bullish cross on alphanumerics on the weekly time frame, which, of course, if you're looking back in time, is just like that EXA. absolutely sensational thing you want. Once again, it can have like a rejection off it, where we had the cross probably here. We had the purple phantom signal, the bullish cross on alpha. Maybe that came down, I don't know how many percent, let's call it 20%, but it led to great upside thereafter. And some of them are just taken off. I think this is probably going to be this sort of thing. It's possible to happen. But anyway, it's just another great thing that I want to happen to close this week and start the next. Oscillators look fine on the weekly time frame. Daily time frame, as it stands right now, MRI count's getting a bit high, which is concerning. And we are flirting with this pattern, and you'll see it better on the lower time frames right now. We're down. It's concerning, this MRI top, that we're plateauing out. I really need to see a really high MRI top here. I would like to see a really high push MRI top and then get the pullback. I don't want to just plateau off and then work its way back down. It's fine if it does that, but it's just frustrating, and it'll get more and more frustrating as that goes on. So 4 hour time frame, how are we looking there? I saw first 4 days, that's not the one. I saw that we were getting a good MRI count just 10 minutes ago when I opened this up. We did have a bad previous 4 hour candle, but see, we're still staying above all of these. There's all the moving averages completely. I really like that. Even though it's like the bad, candle we had here, it's still staying above all the moving averages, and they're all in order. It looks absolutely brilliant. I mean, this is a really good trade zone, because where a really good stop loss would be. But even here, I wouldn't be concerned even if we came down to here. It's just topping zone stuff. Just be careful. The last thing I'll mention on the end of the week show is we are currently in a bang box trade, which has been a bit of a frustrating trade all day.
Yeah, I
To
was
be
going to
honest.
ask you about that.
Yeah, we are, and it has been frustrating that the trade is currently underwater. Let's
Okay.
review.
Yeah, let's
Yep.
review that.
Yeah, so we jumped into the trade here. It immediately came down. This is the stop loss. I was very unhappy right here, to be fair. Real unhappy. I did not want to see that get out. And then it came up here, looked really fantastic, and now it's just putting in these higher lows structure here. This is something that we could very, very easily. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. I meant to do just like we showed in last night's show. Tone brought up beautifully. We could really, at any point, crack out at something like this, which on the 15-minute time frame would be perfect. We've just come up and had another crack. As soon as we get through here, I think that this will definitely get back to break even, and then we have a real shot to go up. The stop loss hasn't moved at all from its original stop loss, because we haven't had any positive progression. I'm annoyed when the bot fires and then we spend the next 4 hours, 6 hours, 10 hours. It's very rare, just meandering sideways without getting any upwards thrust to bring up these initial stop loss. But a target's in place at 69,400. We might be doing it right now, Tone, for all I know. This is okay for me. If we come and stop out, so be it. So be it. But I'm really, really hoping especially for the new users, that they can get a first initial really bang box trade. Before I come back, please
Oh,
use.
yeah. Before you come back, go back to that chart. I have questions. Well, you can promote whatever you want first, but and then I have questions.
Go ahead, mate. I was just going to promote the shit I promote every day. Go ahead.
So I got two things here. First
Yeah.
off, I do think that you have a good shot at this trade breaking that trend line today and going to a new swing high today. I think your chances are good. I will also say that this is probably very rare. Black box to me, bang box to me seems like it's really designed that the moment you enter, you really need to go up. If you enter and you don't go up and you start to consolidate and meander, the trade's pretty much done. You're just waiting for the inevitable stop loss to get hit. This would be actually, I think it's gonna happen, but I think this is just luck and rarity that a bang box trade that did not immediately go anywhere actually eventually turned into a good trade. Am I wrong? Am I correct on that?
It's I would say you're absolutely correct, because of the leverage that we use in the bang box as it stands right now. With it being a 10x leverage trade, you don't have much wiggle room. So
Right.
it is designed to enter the trade, shoot up here, bring that stop, trailing stop up, get it up to here, bring it up to break even, and carry on. You really want to see, and the best trades do it like that. Do you know what I mean? Like it really
Yeah.
quite quickly. However, we're bringing out new versions there's so much coming, guys. Just you don't have no idea how much by Christmas and by into next year we're going to have on offer for you guys. We're going to have an option to like deleverage. So it's exactly the same strategy, but instead of using 10x, imagine you're using 5x. Well, this would bring this down to here, and this is then you wouldn't mind at this at all. You could take a good entry and look for more of a longer term thing. But yes, I don't like this feeling because it's annoying for me because I've got so many people using my bot. But I still have faith that this would, as you said, this could really kick off.
And my final comment on it, it would be interesting because the way it is right now, you might be able to reset BankBox by having it close below
Yeah,
that purple moving average while still being in the trade. So
yeah,
theoretically, if it had reset
yeah.
while still
Close.
in the trade, and then it goes up and it activates a new trade, do you double fire and double down?
No, it wouldn't matter. Anyone who was already currently in the trade, it wouldn't affect them at all. But anybody who had just joined Bangbox in the last whatever day or whatever it was, they would be eligible with money sitting and waiting to go for the next move.
All
We've
right.
we've,
This looks like a nice candle. All right. Go do your thing and then I'll take screen share.
Yeah, right. If you are interested in this trading bot and being a part of what we're building here over at Bangbox, check out this video that my partner Bullish made here. It's on the Financial Summit Network. It's absolutely fantastic. It's a 5-minute tutorial that walks through how to set up the bot. Definitely worth a look. If you do want to use the affiliate link that we have in the bottom below to access the free bot, here's some of the great bonuses you can get on Blowfin right now. We have Blowfin and we have BitGet, and they're the two exchanges that I like. This is a non-KYC exchange, so go your hardest. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you for. Am I back on? Where am I? Am I on a screen? Is the screen share done? It didn't normally it brings me back here when I hit end screen share. Thanks, guys, for going through that with me. Tone, what are you seeing, mate? Have you got a different perspective than me?
No, I'm liking it right now. We started the show a little bit earlier because I have another flight to catch, but that's all good. And right now I'm on the S&P. We can see yesterday Bitcoin did very well this entire week, and you can see this is a 1-hour S&P. It topped on the MRI on Monday. It then bottomed off the 1 hour on the S&P. I do like the 4 hour on the traditional markets. I don't really pay attention to, but the 1 hour and 10-minute candles and 5-minute candles on traditional markets I do pay attention to. And I didn't see this till just now. I didn't really look at the hourly charts all week, but you can see how perfectly the MRI support line with an MRI buy completely reversed the S&P, which topped again yesterday on the MRI, and we're about to get a green star candle later. I am pretty bullish for the stock market today. We did open higher, traded down in the first candle. There can still be a 10 a.m. reversal to the downside, but I think it's going to be another one of these decent days for the stock market, leading to a decent day for Bitcoin. Now, we do have to keep an eye on the stock market and its MRI. Here's the daily MRI top on the stock market. So many stocks are topping. I think someone posted Norwegian in my Telegram group. We'll take a look at that at the end. Remind me, Matt, to glance at the Norwegian stock on the MRI a little bit later. Here's the correlation with the futures market. The futures market candles look very different than the cash candles, and Bitcoin is coming up on its MRI. I have the MRI turned off on Bitcoin here. You can see how the MRI top, in order for the MRI top to show up on the futures chart, we do need the price of the future to go up higher today and come close to the all-time high of the stock market. On the cash market, we already have the MRI top that showed up, not necessary to have it go higher. And on a weekly scale for the stock market, we are very, very bullish, especially if next week is a green star candle. This is my week. I would not go long in the stock market, but if next week we are trading above current week and it looks like we're going to close above current week, I would be bullish. But the election's coming, and it's very unpredictable. So I would be very, very careful. Probably not the time to buy into the stock market, but probably is a time to buy into the Bitcoin market from a longer term perspective. However, there are, oh wow, we're back. Yeah, we're above 68 again. Beautiful. Um, just as a announcement, I will be exiting my leverage trade today. Okay. I still have to figure out how to do that because I have a flight in the afternoon, but my flight is like at 1:30 in the afternoon Eastern time, so that gives me until then to exit that trade. I could also set a very tight stop loss so that it exits me while I'm in the air. Either way, I can set like one of those collar things, and I can, so one can't, anyway, I'm not going to get into the types of orders you can set in a real proper exchange. And anyway, this was a really good leverage trade for me. The reason why I'm exiting and flipping my trade is because the futures contract starts to flip over next week. And I will reevaluate early next week. Do I want to go some more leverage? Maybe I will buy MSTR for my leverage needs. It's already recovering a bit, and I think it's going to be good. It's incredible how much Bitcoin was purchased in October, and especially over the last week by the ETFs. You can see that the ETFs have purchased over 5,000 Bitcoin every single day. And if you include Friday of last week, that's another 4,000 Bitcoin. This is how much Bitcoin the ETFs are acquiring. The one leading the charge is BlackRock. BlackRock has purchased another 19,000 Bitcoin this month alone. I just left the day 1031 because that will be the last day of the month, and BlackRock is buying it all. The GBTC is still slightly bleeding Bitcoin, but it's mostly been BlackRock. They're almost at 400,000 Bitcoin. They have dominated the liquidity side of the equation, trading 25,000 shares. I will definitely be switching over to BlackRock for next year from Fidelity because of options and liquidity. And also, it has a cheaper price for Bitcoin. Unit bias matters, especially when it comes to options. I would rather trade a $38 underlying than a $58 underlying. And because with this underlying, and this is why I am gonna, shill the Tone Vase options course, products and services, on-demand videos. If you are interested in trading options that are coming on Bitcoin ETFs, you really want to check out this course right here. I would absolutely rather hold a $38 stock instead of a $58 stock. And because if I do a strategy like covered calls, I'm able to hold like 30% more shares of the stock. And in which case I'm probably able to sell more covered calls because they're done in 100 lots. And anyway, I will be switching over for liquidity purposes. And this is also why GBTC's newest ETF has so much volume right out of the gate because it's only a $6 asset. Personally, I don't like trading options on $6 assets, and I don't like trading options on $200-300 stocks. But this $30 to $70 range is the sweet spot for my options trading, which you will learn if you purchase that course. Okay, let's get back to the price of Bitcoin. We have your phantom candle. It is on a weekly scale. We are above 68,000. I want to see us get to a new swing high, and that's when. Oh, whoa! I just drained my portable battery. Wow, that was quick. Jesus. Okay, no, I'm still good on battery life on my laptop, and this is looking very, very good. The weekly chart. So many oscillators are going to flip over next week. It's going to be great. The MACD, man. If you just look at the weekly MACD, when a weekly MACD switches, it tends to lead to very, very good things. Yes, there's been a couple of instances where it was very short-lived, but I'm liking the switchover. This was a very long time the MACD spent going down. That's going to be awesome. And the CMF is looking absolutely perfect. So I am definitely bullish on a weekly scale. This is my allocation. It's going to go back to a 100% bullish allocation. And then next week, I may go back into some leverage. I really want to see us print a slightly higher high. I do want to see us close at a new swing high. Unlike Matt, what you said earlier, I do not mind a consolidated MRI top on tomorrow or Saturday, another consolidated candle on Sunday, another consolidated candle on Monday. And by consolidated, I mean red or green. Basically, I would love for the price of Bitcoin on this daily scale to get stuck in a horizontal channel like this for the next few days and then break out on Tuesday or Wednesday with a green star candle out of this channel with an MRI top coming in the middle. Okay, that creates a really, really nice scenario for me with the MRI. Let me see if I can find a good example of that. Going backwards in history on the daily chart. I don't see one. I don't see one. Or maybe I'm over. Maybe I'm being a little too bullish on that kind of scenario because I do see something close to that, but they never worked out. Something like this, like an MRI top like this, with consolidation and then a green star candle with a breakout. This would make me very bullish, and this would make me very bullish. And yes, they didn't work out, but I would be super bullish in this scenario. That's what I'm looking for again. And even though it hasn't been working out, that's the kind of situation I would be very, very happy to buy into as a breakout trade of consolidation. I remain very, very bullish here, guys. Short-term chart, here's our 1 hour. I think we're about to come up on 10 a.m. We are kind of consolidating. Let's go to the, that was a beautiful 10-minute candle. Oh man, what happened? Man.
It's so funny, dude. Bring up the 15-minute time frame and then draw up the draw that little channel in exactly as I drew it. And you'll see it came back exactly to the channel breakout. It was a perfect breakout that I drew, and it drew back exactly to the point of breakout. Textbook. If you drew that same, yeah, in the 15-minute time frame, if you drew
This
that
is what
same,
I drew yesterday.
yeah. Have
And
a
we
look
can
at
draw the same. Oh, look at that 15-minute, man. I remember back in the day, I forgot who I had on my show, but maybe it was you in the early days. I forgot. Someone was absolutely loving the MRI on Bitcoin's 15-minute. I forgot who it was.
probably me. I'm a big 15-minute guy, man. Like I mean, like that's how I drew it, just like that, sort of like that. And it broke out, it came back to the point. Pretty textbook stuff.
Oh man. So what I really want to see is this. The break of this. A close, a new 15-minute high close, and I think we're gonna break the high. I think if we get a new 15-minute high close, we will break to a new swing high. And I would like to see us break to a new swing high because there's this concept, not in the MRI, but in another indicator that the MRI kind of evolved from, known as perfection on a top. And in order to reach that perfection, we do need a trade, a print, a price print above yesterday's high. I would prefer to see that print above yesterday's high at some point today. I think we'll get it. I'm still bullish today. It's Friday. The week's looking good. I think people are going to, I'm not even sure people are going to exit the stock market because there's still 2 weeks to go to election. Everyone wants to pump the stock market. The Democrats want to pump the stock market. The Republicans want to pump the stock market. Everybody wants to pump the stock market because if the stock market is at a new all-time high, then the current administration may do better at the polls. This is their last-minute push for re-election, so the stock market is going to go up. And the other side also wants the stock market to go up because the other side's argument is we had Trump for 4 years. The markets were incredible. If it wasn't for COVID, everyone would be a billionaire right now from the stock market. Then you can see the stock market pumping because Trump is leading in the polls. And if so both sides are incentivized to pump the stock market, and I think it will pump, but then people will take profit at the end of next week, not at the end of this week, or maybe even going probably at the end of next week. People will start to take profit because they'll be a little nervous as to what can happen during the election.
Yeah, the stock market will dump the few days around the election, and then when certainty comes back in, it'll pump, dump during the election. Certainty comes back in, it'll pump again, right?
Yeah, and gold, and gold is also pumping probably because of a little uncertainty. Wow, my $3,000 target is super close to being hit here.
Sure is, mate.
Okay, I gotta look at one last thing.
Norwegian.
Norwegian, correct. Oh, so uh, I got this from Mark Wood, the formula for Bitcoin's dominance when you subtract out the stable coins. When you take out
Nice.
the stable coins, this becomes a very different looking graph. Without the stable coins, Bitcoin's dominance has been absolutely crushing it since the
Forever.
January 2022 lows. Look at this.
Forever. Yeah.
And Bitcoin's dominance is now near its all-time high of 72%. This is when you exclude the stable coins, when you should exclude the stable coins. The normal Bitcoin dominance is completely silly because of stables. When you take out the stables, this is the real picture because this shows you how all these shit coins are going down and down and down. And let's look at Norwegian, and then maybe I'll glance at Ethereum. So Norwegian, let's look at the monthly. Oh, the monthly is very bullish here. I guess people are starting to take cruises again. But yeah, there's the COVID crash, and we're still not back to the 2021 levels. Wow, so it's still a bit depressed. The weekly is on an MRI warning candle. So it's coming up. The daily is on a perfect MRI top that came in yesterday. And they also posted the 4-hour. I'm not a big fan of the 4-hour. I think that's getting a little in the weeds here because because the market only trades 7 hours a day. The 1 hour is a little bit better. At least you get 7 candles in one trading day. But even that's a little tricky. And let's see if the top was able to be called on the 10-minute, and not really, but a nice bottom right there. So yeah, I mean, I think there's better stocks to time stuff with.
Better value elsewhere, I'd say.
Yeah, I would. I don't know. Cruise liners, it's a very, very weird one. Like, look at Tesla's beautiful MRI top. I mean, that's what I would kind of stick to, and things like that. And Meta, beautiful MRI top. Okay, and finally, before we close out, I'm gonna look at a shitcoin. Let's look at Ethereum. Let's look at the weekly. And it's on an MRI, a second
That's a
consecutive
buy.
MRI buy.
That's a buy.
Um, that is a buy, but it's a buy in consolidation.
It
I would
looks
be
like
very, very careful. You see what happened the last time you had an MRI buy, not much. Second consecutive MRI buy. I would be very, very careful here. You see my target for Ethereum with the red line.
oh shit. Yep,
We
dump it.
if we zoom further out on a monthly scale, Ethereum is in serious, serious trouble here. It's got 5 more months to go before reaching an MRI buy opportunity monthly. You can see what happens when you get MRIs in consolidation. Here's a 5-month consolidation that still managed to print an MRI buy. And then we got a red star candle, and then a double red star candle, and then it's a waterfall from there. Doge probably has a little bit of life. I'm hearing the word Doge again, and Elon is back in the news. And I think the pump on XMR is over. And I'm still watching Litecoin like crazy because it is so close to my 80% down target from the halving. I think it will eventually just crack to the downside. There is nothing on the shitcoin side that looks bullish other than Solana. As much as it pains me to say it, if Solana consolidates a little bit more, it will print a green star candle on a monthly. And I would like to see this crack to the downside, but that's the only one, and everything else. Wow, my target on Tezos is almost reached. I think I drew this target a long time ago.
Yeah, see what we did together.
50% down and almost there.
Yep.
Yeah, it's over. It's over for the shit coins, and you see it in Bitcoin dominance. As where the hell did it go? Did I take out my Bitcoin dominance chart? No, there it is. There's my Bitcoin dominance chart. We are at a 3-year, almost a 4-year high, 3.5-year high on Bitcoin dominance, and there's no resistance here at all. I think this is going to go to 80%.
No, I think in a few years' time, if you look at like CoinGecko or something, or Coin Rankings or whatever, it'll just say Bitcoin, and then it'll be like Tether, and then like all the other like USDC and all this sort of stuff, and then it'll be all exchange tokens, BNB and Coinbase and whatever like that. It'll just be a mess.
All right, so people are asking me for this formula. I'm going to go ahead and paste it. It's right there in the live chat, guys. You copy and paste that into your trading view. There it is.
Symbol search. What you probably what? No, that doesn't work. It's good to indicator, no?
What?
It's an indicator, right? Or
Well,
is it
no, you have to type it in, right? You see a multiplication sign, you
oh,
see a division sign, you see a minus sign. Yeah,
you
you
should
just put the
just
formula right in there.
tell Mark to talk to me, and we'll just publish it as an indicator for free.
Yeah, but you may want to double check. I did not do my due diligence on this, uh, oh wow, so they have some others here. Crypto total market cap excluding top 10 dominance. That's interesting. They should have it here and excluding stable coins. Someone should talk to TradingView people.
We'll just publish
But
it.
anyway, but
I
yeah,
want, I want
we should have it as a uh,
financial
we
sample.
can have it as an indicator. Yeah.
Yeah, it'll take me 2 seconds. Just come back to me for a second because I just want to show you just one last thing on the charts. It's absolutely textbook. It happened in real time, and I wanted to jump in, but it's just really nice.
Yeah. So the one thing maybe is not worth it, right? Like I don't want to mess with this real quick, but you can see how it's minus USDC, minus USDT, and minus DAI. Honestly, I don't know how much Bitcoin. There's also WRAP. I don't know how much DAI is contributing to this. So I would consider doing this without subtracting DAI because it's mostly Tether. And if you remove DAI from this equation, I think the market cap would go back a lot further because USDC and USDT are way older. So I would play around with this formula and I would try it with only subtracting USDT. And now you can probably go all the way back to 2015 and then USDT and USDC. And now you can probably go all the way back to 2017. But when you also take away DAI, which is probably irrelevant, you now shrink your history only to December 2018 because I think that's when DAI began. So just keep that in mind. I wanted to throw that out there.
I'd be really interested to see if you took out the exchange tokens as well, because the exchange tokens kind of do have a function. I got an email from an exchange today saying, if you're staking these tokens, you get way cheaper trading fees. I mean, that has
I
application.
know Binance started this disaster. They have a function for a problem that the exchanges created themselves, right?
Yeah.
I mean, like for 300 years, exchanges have been able to function without an internal token to save money on fees, right? So the exchange chooses to offer you higher fees unless you buy into their token. So it's a problem created by Binance with a solution.
Yeah, it's you got to tip your hat. Tip your hat. All right, come on, come back to me. Screen share. That's it. Let's go. Friday night.
All right. All right.
All right. I'll just show you this one last thing because it made me really excited. Give me the screen share. All right. 15-minute time frame. This is absolutely, it's too obvious.
Oh,
It's too obvious.
beautiful, beautiful.
Yeah. But I mean, just that I drew this in just as a goof. This is that where you'd take the trade, obviously, like the breakout of this. But then this retest to the same point of the breakout, then the full recovery, you know, sometimes sometimes you're blessed with looks and sometimes you're blessed with charts. All right, Tone, have a wonderful weekend, everybody. And I hope the Bitcoin rallies. Tone, I hope you get out of your trade at $70,000. I'm still in all of mine from 60,000. We'll see how it goes. Have a great weekend, guys. We'll see you the same time Monday. Thanks for watching.
Yep. Thanks for watching, guys, and shout out to whoever is watching me that discovered me on Ben Cohen's channel. Thanks so much, man.